The sirens fade as the ambulance doors close. Lynn sits beside Anne, gripping her daughter's cold hand. Fluorescent lights flicker against the speeding windows. Her pulse races faster than the heart monitor beside her. She whispers Anne's name over and over like a prayer. At the hospital, nurses rush in every direction. Doctors shout orders, IV lines click into place. Lynn stands frozen until someone pulls her back. "Please wait outside," a nurse says gently. The door closes, cutting her off from the only sound that matters. Anne's breathing, faint and fragile, fades behind the glass. Lynn's mind rewinds to that morning, every second now sharp. She remembers my sudden visit just before the recital. Her sister had smiled too brightly, perfume too strong. "Good luck today," my said, hugging Anne tightly. She lingered near the piano bag when Lynn stepped away. A phone call from their mother had distracted her. When Lynn turned back, Mai was zipping the small purse. At the time, it meant nothing. Now it feels like everything. A doctor enters, face grim but calm. "She's stable for now," he says, but the medication was ineffective. Lynn stares at him, words sticking in her throat. "The pills," she whispers, "what's wrong with them?" "They contain no active ingredients," the doctor replies. Her knees nearly buckle. Someone switched her child's life-saving medicine. Lynn presses a shaking hand to her mouth. A nurse offers her a chair, but she can't sit. Images flash, Mai's smirk, her mother's call, the open bag. The puzzle locks into place with cruel clarity. This wasn't an accident. It was deliberate. Hours pass in slow, trembling waves. Lynn watches through the glass as Anne sleeps beneath the machines. Each beep feels like a countdown. Her phone vibrates. Mai's name lights the screen. She doesn't answer. Instead, she opens the small purse again. Inside, the blue pill case rests like a confession. She pours one into her palm, examining its perfect whiteness. Too smooth. Too flawless. Too fake. She crushes it slightly with her fingernail. No bitter scent, only sugar dust. Tears sting her eyes, but fury burns hotter. Mai had always envied Anne's talent. Always called her the miracle child. Always hinted that Lynn loved her daughter more than family. Now envy has crossed into cruelty. Lynn walks to the window, overlooking the parking lot. Rain streaks the glass, mirroring her heartbeat. Down below, she sees Mai's cream-colored car pulling away. No hesitation, no guilt. Just departure. Her phone buzzes again, this time her mother's voice message. "Stop overreacting, Lynn. Children faint sometimes. Don't embarrass us." Her hand tightens around the phone until plastic cracks. This isn't overreaction. It's betrayal. And betrayal demands truth. As the rain turns heavier, Lynn straightens her shoulders. The fear drains, replaced by cold resolve. If family could do this, then family would face her. Not as a sister. Not as a daughter. But as a mother who will not forgive. The hospital corridor smells of antiseptic and silence. Lynn walks toward the waiting area, every step deliberate. Mai sits by the vending machine, scrolling through her phone. Her expression is calm, detached, as if nothing happened. Lynn stops in front of her, voice low and trembling. "You changed Anne's medication," she says. Mai looks up slowly, a faint smile tugging her lips. "Hello to you too," she replies, feigning innocence. "You replaced her pills with sugar," Lynn repeats. Mai shrugs, tapping a fingernail against the phone case. "Relax, she'll be fine. Maybe she just needed a break." Lynn's hands clench. A break, she could have died. Mai rolls her eyes. "You're so dramatic, always were." "She has a chronic condition, Mai. You know that." "And you know she's spoiled," Mai snaps. "She gets all the attention, all the praise. You've made her untouchable." Lynn stares in disbelief. She's a child, not competition. Mai stands, smoothing her expensive cream blazer. She needed to learn the world doesn't revolve around her. Lynn's voice rises, anger finally breaking free. You call endangering her life a lesson. Before Mai can respond, their mother appears from the hallway. Dung's pearls gleam under the harsh lights. What's going on here? She demands, voice sharp. Nothing, Mai answers quickly. Lynn's just overreacting again. Lynn turns to her mother. She switched Anne's medicine. Dung's expression freezes, then hardens. You can't accuse your sister like that without proof. I have proof, Lynn insists. The pills were sugar. Her mother sighs, shaking her head. You always find drama. This isn't drama, Lynn says. It's attempted murder. Mai laughs softly, the sound cutting like glass. Stop embarrassing yourself. You think anyone will believe you? Dung steps between them, her tone cold. We will not make a scene in public. She almost died, Lynn whispers. Does that not matter to you? Of course it matters, her mother says, but family reputation matters too. The words hit harder than any slap. Mai crosses her arms, smirking in silent victory. You see, even Mom knows you're unstable. Lynn feels her heart pounding in her ears. 11 years of loyalty crumble in an instant. Her mother's voice softens, almost pleading. Don't destroy your sister's life over a misunderstanding. Destroy her life, Lynn repeats. She nearly destroyed mine. Mai turns away, gathering her purse. This conversation is over. Lynn blocks her path. It's not over until I say so. The air crackles between them, thick with unspoken hatred. Dung grips Lynn's arm, nails biting into skin. Enough, you will not shame this family further. Lynn looks at her mother, seeing a stranger in her place. I'm not the one who should be ashamed, she says quietly. Mai slips past her, heading toward the exit. Her heels echo down the sterile hallway, a sound of final defiance. Lynn watches her go, eyes burning but steady. For years, she stayed silent to keep the peace. But peace built on fear is only another kind of prison. This time, she won't be quiet. This time, she will fight back. The night is still when Lynn unlocks her father's old study. Dust floats in the light spilling from the hallway. The air smells faintly of tobacco and old paper. She runs her fingers across the oak desk, searching. A hidden latch clicks under her touch. The drawer slides open with a reluctant groan. Inside lies a worn leather folder tied with string. Her father's handwriting marks the cover, Family Trust. Lynn unfolds the papers, eyes tracing each line. Legal language fills the pages, cold and precise. But one clause stands out, highlighted in faded yellow. Moral turpitude, any deliberate harm to family voids entitlement. She reads it twice, the meaning burning through her chest. Her father knew what kind of greed lived in this house. He built a safeguard, one final test of conscience. Lynn turns to the ledger beside the will. Each transaction is dated, neat, familiar handwriting. Until the recent entries, different ink, different style. Wedding venue deposit, designer fittings, diamond accessories. All withdrawn from the family trust. Mai's name appears again, and again beside each note. 137 million. The same amount Mai bragged about for her wedding. Lynn exhales slowly, fury and grief intertwining. Her sister had used their father's legacy like a credit card. The same sister who replaced her daughter's medicine. Her stomach twists as she imagines her father's face. He would never have allowed this. He had trusted Lynn with the truth, even after death. A single sheet of handwritten notes lies at the back. Her father's words are brief but heavy. Integrity is the only inheritance worth keeping. Lynn closes her eyes, letting the message settle. For years, she had avoided this room, afraid of memories. Now it feels like a command, instead of comfort. She takes a photo of the documents with shaking hands. Her phone buzzes. Has message appears on the screen. Need help proving tampering. I can check the pharmacy batch. Lynn types back quickly. Meet me tomorrow, I have evidence. She gathers the folder, heart pounding with new purpose. For the first time in days, the fear begins to lift. Not because the danger is gone, but because truth has shape. Outside, the rain has stopped, leaving the world clean and raw. She looks up at the portrait of her father on the wall. His eyes, painted decades ago, seem to watch her still. I'll fix this, she whispers into the quiet. I'll protect what you built. Downstairs, her phone rings again. Her mother's name glows. She ignores it. Another call follows, then another. Lynn turns the phone face down and begins scanning pages. Every signature, every number becomes part of her case. She prints copies, sealing them in an envelope marked trust proof. Tomorrow she will meet the lawyer. Tomorrow the silence breaks. What began as grief is becoming strategy. What began as fear is turning into resolve. By dawn, she knows one truth clearly. Family had crossed the line, and she would be the one to draw it back. Morning breaks cold and sharp. Lynn stands by the window, watching clouds move over the city. The phone won't stop ringing. Unknown numbers, private calls, relentless messages. Rumors have started spreading faster than she imagined. Mai's friends post photos with captions about family betrayal. Her mother comments beneath them with sad emojis and subtle blame. Poor Mai, one post says. Her sister lost her mind after the recital. Lynn scrolls through the feed in silence. Every word cuts deeper than the last. She puts the phone away before rage consumes her. Across the table, Ha organizes folders into neat piles. Each one labeled in precise handwriting: medical, legal, financial. The evidence now fills an entire briefcase. Security footage from the recital hall. Pharmacy confirmation that the pills were counterfeit. Bank statements showing Mai's withdrawals from the trust. And a copy of the moral clause, underlined twice. Ha looks up, eyes steady. We have enough. Lynn shakes her head. I need it undeniable. They always twist things. They can't twist a video, Lynn. They can twist everything, Lynn replies quietly. Her mother once turned her father's silence into obedience. Her sister turned envy into justification. Now they are turning truth into madness. The plan begins that afternoon. Ha contacts the family lawyer under Lynn's authorization. All trust accounts are frozen within the hour. By evening, Virginia, her mother, calls in fury. What have you done? She demands. I protected what's left, Lynn says. You're destroying your sister's wedding. She destroyed herself. The line goes dead with a sharp click. Minutes later, messages flood in: threats, insults, pleas. Mai posts a tearful video online. Her voice trembles, perfectly rehearsed. My sister is sick, she says. She's punishing our whole family. Thousands of sympathetic comments follow. Lynn scrolls through them until she can't breathe. But Ha's message appears again. Ignore noise, focus on the outcome. So Lynn does. She documents everything: screenshots, voicemails, timestamps. Each accusation becomes another brick in her wall of proof. Days pass in a blur of control and calculation. Cousins call, pretending to care but fishing for gossip. She tells them nothing. Silence becomes her sharpest weapon. One night, Ha visits with a USB drive. Security team found something else, she says. Footage from the hospital hallway. Mai's voice captured clearly, cold, careless. She'll be fine. Maybe this will teach her not to hog attention. Lynn listens once, then once more, slower. Every word confirms what her gut already knew. This isn't jealousy. It's cruelty dressed as family. By dawn, Lynn sends one final email to the lawyer. All evidence ready. I'll confront them soon. She closes the laptop, exhaling a single breath. The storm outside has quieted, but the air still hums with tension. Tomorrow, she will walk into their world again. Not as the quiet daughter. Not as the fearful sister. But as the reckoning they never expected. The ballroom glows beneath chandeliers and polished glass. Soft music drifts between tables lined with white roses. Guests laugh, their voices layered over the clink of champagne. At the center, Mai shines in her ivory gown, flawless and proud. Her smile widens when she spots Lin near the entrance. Whispers ripple through the room like a warning. Lin walks forward, slow and calm, burgundy dress trailing behind. Every step feels heavier than truth itself. Her mother intercepts her halfway, clutching a flute of wine. "You weren't invited," she hisses. Lin smiles faintly. "Family stands together, right?" Bad Dung's eyes flash with panic. "Don't do this here." "Here is exactly where it belongs," Lin says. Across the room, Mai lifts her glass for a toast. "To family," she announces, voice clear and elegant. "To loyalty, love, and forgiveness." Applause fills the hall. Then silence as Lin steps onto the small stage beside her. "May I say a few words?" she asks, her voice steady. Mai's smile falters. "Now isn't the time." Lin takes the microphone. It's the only time that matters. A projector hums to life behind them. The first image appears, Anne's medical chart marked in red. "She almost died," Lin says, "because someone replaced her medication with sugar." Gasps ripple across the tables. The next slide shows security footage from the recital hall. Mai's figure, clear as day, opening the small purse. Lin's voice stays calm. "That's my sister." Mai's face drains of color. "This is manipulation." Lin plays the next clip. Mai's recorded voice echoes through the speakers. "She'll be fine. Maybe now she'll stop acting special." Every guest stares in frozen disbelief. Even the musicians stop playing. Corbin, the groom-to-be, looks like he's swallowed glass. He whispers, "Is that real?" Lin nods, "Completely." She changes the slide again. Bank statements, trust withdrawals. "All this," she says, "funded by our father's trust. The money meant for education, health, and care." Bad Dung stands trembling. "Stop this, you're humiliating us." "No," Lin says softly, "you did that yourselves." The room is silent, except for the buzz of the projector. Corbin steps away from Mai, removing his ring. "I can't do this," he says, voice cracking. Mai reaches for him, desperate. "It's all lies." He doesn't look back. Guests begin leaving, murmuring in disbelief. Some whisper Lin's name, others avoid her eyes. Lin exhales slowly, the weight lifting at last. She turns off the projector and looks at her mother. The trust will serve its true purpose now. Her mother sinks into a chair, pearls trembling at her throat. Mai collapses beside her, mascara streaking her face. Lin steps down from the stage, unshaken. The music does not resume. Only the faint hum of justice fills the air. She walks toward the exit as cameras flash behind her. The night outside feels colder but cleaner. Her father's words echo in her mind. Integrity is the only inheritance worth keeping. And tonight, she finally earns it. 6 months later, the sun filters through tall hospital windows. The grand piano gleams beneath the morning light. And small hands move across the keys, confident and calm. Her melody fills the conservatory, soft and pure. Patients gather in wheelchairs and hospital gowns to listen. Their faces glow as the final note fades into silence. Lin stands near the doorway, eyes glistening with quiet pride. Her daughter looks stronger, color returned to her cheeks. Beside her Has smiles, whispering, "She's remarkable." Lin nods. She always was, she just needed peace. The room bursts into gentle applause. A little boy with a bald head rolls closer in his chair. "Can you teach me?" he asks shyly, and slides over, patting the seat beside her. "Of course," she says. "We'll start with something easy." Lin watches as their hands find the first notes together. The sound is imperfect but full of hope. It is music born from survival. On the table near the wall sits a folder of legal papers. The new seal reads, TR Letter 1EA7N Foundation for Children's Music Therapy. The Family Trust Reborn, redirected toward healing. What was once a weapon has become a promise. Hal leans closer. Your mother sold her condo last month. Lynn exhales, not surprised. The audit left her no choice. And Hal asks quietly. She moved to another city. Corbin's family helped her start over. There is no bitterness in Lynn's voice. Some distances are necessary for peace. Across the room, and helps the boy finish his song. The children clap, laughter spilling like sunlight. Lynn feels something unclench in her chest. This is what her father meant when he wrote about legacy. Not money, not pride, but kindness that outlives you. She looks at the crystal paperweight on the piano. Her father's old desk ornament now ends good luck charm. Light refracts through it, scattering rainbows across the floor. The colors dance across Anne's face as she laughs. Hal watches quietly. You've built something stronger than revenge. Lynn smiles. Revenge fades, purpose doesn't. Outside, a bird lands on the windowsill, singing softly. The melody echoes faintly with the piano. For a moment, everything feels connected again. Her phone buzzes with new messages from distant relatives. Cousins she hasn't spoken to in years suddenly want to visit. She turns the phone face down, smiling to herself. Boundaries can be beautiful too. And runs up, cheeks flushed from excitement. Mom, we're planning a duet for the next recital, she says. With the boy from oncology. Lynn kneels, tucking a strand of hair behind her ear. He'll be lucky to play with you. And grins, we'll both be lucky. The piano begins again, soft and uncertain but alive. Lynn closes her eyes, letting the sound wash over her. It isn't perfection she hears. It's healing. It's everything she fought for. And for the first time in years, the music doesn't hurt. It feels like home. The recital hall glows again, beneath the golden light. And sits at the piano, calm and radiant in her burgundy dress. Her fingers hover, then begin the same song that once ended in silence. This time, the melody flows steady and full of grace. Lynn watches from the third row, breath caught but steady. Every note feels like a heartbeat restarting. Every chord carries the weight of everything they survived. When the final tone fades, the audience rises in quiet awe. And bows, smiling toward her mother, her eyes bright with peace. Lynn feels tears slip down, not from grief but release. Around them, faces glow with pride and quiet understanding. The past has lost its power to wound. The present belongs to them. Hal leans over and whispers, he would be proud. Lynn nods, eyes on the stage. Her father's promise lives in every sound of the piano. Outside, the evening sun paints the glass in gold. Lynn takes Anne's hand as they walk toward the light. Family, she thinks, is not who you're born with. It's who you choose to protect. And in that choice, she is finally free.